Yo, what's going on, everyone? My name is Tim.
And I'm Tony.
And welcome to Raw Talk Christian Podcast. Yeah, we back, baby. ATV. I want to let everybody know what Raw Talk is all about, man.
Oh, man, you know what it is. Raw Talk is all about overcoming. Everybody got something, man, we got to overcome. So we talk about the beginning, the middle, and the end parts of us overcoming. That's what we do, man.
That's what's up. Hey. We back, man.
We back like we
Season
never left.
2.
Yes, sir.
In the building. Let's go.
Man,
I'm going to insert some.
Yeah. That's y'all part.
Right.
Doing that, you know.
That's what's up, man. Hey, I can't tell you, man, how happy I am to be back,
man,
doing this again. I've been looking forward to it,
man.
Just chopping it up, man, and
right.
Just have this opportunity to just get back to the business.
Right. See, here's the thing. We stay chopping it up.
Right.
You know,
right.
Though we wasn't recording, we stayed chopping it up. And it's some of the same conversations.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if we wanted to, we could have just kept it going. But man, this, you know,
right.
Look, it's back to doing Raw Talk Christian Podcast, man. It's good being back to presenting something, letting you in on our conversations, man. We ain't never stopped conversing, but now you can come back into the room.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can listen.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you, man. First of all, I just want to thank you, everybody who is tuning in, and especially I want to thank everybody who has continued to support us even during our break, who supported us during our first season. And because even over the break, man, we have continued to get downloads on the audio podcast. We continue to get views on the video podcast on YouTube, and so it has just been amazing.
It has, man, and even people are like, when are y'all starting your next season? You know, getting things like that, man. It's just cool, and then just in everyday conversation, my wife will be, at church and say, hey, they talked about that on Raw Talk Christian Podcast. Go and check it out, So it was just, it's just good to see that, Raw Talk is making somewhat of an impact.
Yes.
Can I say this, man?
Man, say it.
Look, we ain't about 1 million views. If we get it, we get it. We just want to make an impact. Yes. That's it. We want to impact the people. So, that's what we do, and man, just hearing how people have been impacted, man. I don't care if it's just half a person that was impacted. You know what I mean? And no, I'm not talking about little people or that's not what I'm doing. But I'm just saying, if just somebody said, man, when you said this or when you said that, or man, I had to go back and listen to this because you had said something. Man, I'm very grateful for that, man.
Yes. Listen, and so let's let everybody know what we're gonna be talking about in this episode. What we got today.
Oh man. So look, we are talking about overcoming the break.
Yes.
Overcoming. So let me give a little background to it, We all, for the most part, we either work or we're in school or something, like for us. We're talking about being back, this is, season 2 of the Raw Talk Christian Podcast. And just getting back into this. I mean, we've already talked about overcome getting started. But what about that at that point where you've started something? Now you got to, you've gone on break and now you got to come back, man.
Yeah.
So this is talking about basically coming off break. There's so much that happens, even during the break.
Yes. And even, man, the importance of a break.
Right. Come on, man.
Because one thing you can do, man, is you can overdo anything.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you're doing something good. Look, if we never had any other example of that, God did it.
Right.
He created all his creations, and on the 7th day, what did he do?
Took a break.
He took a break. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm saying. So it's important for us to take that example and actually learn from it and implement it. To say that, because if you keep going and going and going and going, you'll end up burning yourself out.
or you be like my man Tony Baker and give people the skibbity paps. You know, if you don't if you don't take a break, man. It's really important to take a break because you get to reset. You know, especially if somebody had made you upset right before you went to the break. You know, I mean, and you can revisit our overcoming offense. You know, but. And that's a good thing to do while you're on break, but still, somebody could have made you upset, or you could be so into your work or into whatever you're doing to where now you're starting to make mistakes. And now it's because you need a break.
Right.
And sometimes, man, mistakes will force us to take a break.
Yes, they will. Also, things go lacking.
Right.
When you don't take a break.
Right.
And speaking of that, as you can see, the setup is different. Season 1, we were actually in the studio. I had a commercial space. I actually had a business where I was running a podcast studio. I was doing photography. I was working. I was doing church. I had a wife, 4 kids, and I mean it's just going. And even being the executive pastor at the church, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which is something new that just recently came into place. Again, it's just a lot.
Right.
And so I had to. Well, it wasn't me. Let me not even take the credit. Holy Spirit set me down for a minute. Like, hey, you might want to chill out for a minute.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You about to have a nervous breakdown.
Right.
You stressing. You got so much going on that something is going to go lacking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The last thing I wanted to go lacking was my family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, and my responsibilities at the church.
Right.
And so something had to give. And so right now, we had to change things around. We're no longer in the studio. We're at the house. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? We're still in this presence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
right.
And the break, and then getting some of the stuff off my plate, man, it has been so refreshing, man.
Right. And so I mean, we're talking about overcoming the break, but also at the same time overcoming being busy.
Yeah.
Because we can be like Tim was talking about, we can be so busy to where things they go lacking. But not only do things go lacking, but I mean we wear ourselves out. One thing that does go lacking.
What's that?
It's our nutrition, because we can get so far into, like I said, so far into whatever task we're in, or so far into the busyness of life, that not only will we even take a time to eat, but we won't even take time to eat well.
Right, that's it. You
eat the right way.
Moving so much, you're trying to grab whatever you can.
Right, and we know those quick meals aren't the
yes.
They're not the healthiest,
Believe me, yeah.
I mean, it's, man, Taco Bell right down the street, or
they're on more corners than churches are.
Right. Right.
Burger King, Taco Bell, McDonald's. And also, man, even take it even more than just nutrition, just being so busy and not taking a break, you sacrifice self-care.
Right.
In general.
Right.
That could be your physical, your spiritual, your mental, even making good financial moves. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just so self-care in general, because self-care is not selfish.
Right.
And so hashtag put that someplace, self-care is not selfish. You know what I'm saying? It is important that you make sure you take time, even in the midst of everything you have going on, to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of nobody else.
Right. Right. That's good right there. I'm gonna t-shirt that thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, so it's so many things, that will, I mean, just blinking lights, break. I mean, just, you got to take a break. Man, how do you break, man?
Ooh, man, now, that I've kind of readjusted some things, because I feel like I have the freedom now to really take care of myself, and not be guilty.
Right.
Man, honestly, I get some time just to myself. I might go to the movies
Mm-hmm.
by myself.
Right.
You know, my wife don't like to go to the movies anyway, so that's hey, that's good. You know what I'm saying? So I go to movies for myself.
Right.
That's me time. I may even just take a day off. Don't tell my wife, but I might not even tell her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And just spend the whole day at the house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, just different stuff like that, man.
Right.
And one thing I'm trying to make my way back to is the gym.
Right.
Because I used to be a gym rat,
See,
and that was really, really my time.
That's weird that you would say you would go to the gym. This is your way of breaking. But tell you the truth, man, your break should be you doing something that you enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Your break is from the business of life, and you may enjoy your business. That's cool, but like sometimes you can get so caught up into your business that it's monotonous now, and that's a good way really a fast track for something to get boring to you.
Mm-hmm.
So every now and then you do need, especially so you may need a break just to be refreshing and be like, you know what, I could do this when I get back to work or when I get back on it. I can do this, so sometimes fresh ideas come on breaks. So but
what you do, man?
oh man, so like I sleep. yeah. I sleep.
Oh, it's such a beautiful thing,
know,
man.
Look.
And younger, you don't really appreciate it. You want to stay up as much. You don't feel like you're gonna miss something.
My wife, she tell the kids, y'all just don't know how good y'all got. Y'all get to come home and go to sleep, and I'm working, and so like,
right.
Man, I wish. My mom would have told me that when I was younger. Hey, you need to take advantage of these nap times because it's going to come a time where you want it and may not be able to get it. You know what I mean?
Nope.
So, I mean, but no, not only sleep, man. I'll go to the gym too. I'll maybe watch TV, watch something with cars, something that's like, so, and here's my thing. The reason why I would watch Cars, because everything else, there's so much work in it. And what I mean is like there's a lot of extra added stuff, politics, and even when I watch sports now, it's politics. That's work to me, or when I watch, and I love some of my, dramas, but it's a lot of politics in there, so I have to take a break from that. And cars are so unnecessary as far as like fixing them up. Totally unnecessary. Expensive as ever, but unnecessary.
Right.
But that's one of the things I do, and I also go to the gym too because I found it therapeutic.
It is, man.
Very therapeutic. Like who knew? Who knew that, taking your body through all this pain and all this was therapeutic? I mean, but you told me something, man. This guy, he was supposed to have been taking it slow with me. He was supposed to have been, just easing up and all this stuff. But now we doing 35 reps, 16 sets, and it's heavy. And I'm walking around like I got suitcases under my arms. But then he told me something. He was like, man, you're going to be chasing that pain the next time you work out. And man, was he right. But like, you would think that that's work. But to me, that's therapeutic.
It is, man.
I enjoy it. I enjoy working out, man. So like, that's one of the ways I break too, man.
So let me ask you, did you ever feel guilty about taking breaks? Or do you ever feel guilty about taking breaks?
Yes and no. The reason why I say yes is like sometimes I'm like, well, man, there was a time where I didn't have a job, or or there was a time where it's like so many things come to mind to where it's like, even the way people look. Are you going on break? Yeah, we get them, right? We get them,
Right.
2 15-minute, 1 30-minute.
I need all that.
Right. They mine, right? So so it was, those workaholics made me feel guilty. But then, here's the thing. There were times where I came home and I was upset with my family because of work. Because I didn't get a break at work. So that's not fair to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not fair to the people I come home to. You want to, have my day. Man, don't talk about my day. I don't want to talk about work.
Don't want to talk about work.
Right. But, so taking that break, I'm going to get me a break. Yeah. Don't feel guilty about it at all now. At first, yeah. Because those workaholics like, man, you ain't got no grind, you ain't got no hustle and all that other stuff. Yeah. Well, if I ain't got it now.
Oh, Jesus, Lord, deliver us from this hustle culture.
Right.
Because, God, that's, again, like I said, because I am a dreamer, I'm a creative person, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of times I end up seeing and wanting to do so much, and then I allow outside pressure.
Right.
Not saying that somebody saying, Tim, you need to do this, you need to do that, but it's like, oh dang, this person has done this, and that person over here is doing this. Man, if I do, I can do what I can do that, or you know what I'm saying. If I really apply myself, I can be here and this, and so it comes to a point to where it becomes a little bit overwhelming,
right?
And you're chasing a unattainable goal, and because you're chasing this unattainable goal, sometimes it's like I know I need to do this, but I can't do what I need to do because I'm chasing this goal,
right?
And even though again, it's self-imposed, pressure to do it. Like my wife has never been like, I need you to go out here and make some extra money by doing photography. I need you to go out here and make some extra money. She's never been like that. You know what I'm saying? Thank God for her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's been self-imposed. Just like, man, I gotta hustle. I've been taught hustle. And it's just been from the culture in general.
Right.
I can't even blame my parents for it.
Right.
Because they taught work ethic.
Right.
But not,
So I was gonna say, it's not that you've been taught hustle, you've been influenced hustle.
Yes.
Because like you said, your parents they're not teaching you to go out and hustle. They teach us, hey, you gotta work if you want to eat. If you want shelter, you gotta work. You need responsibility. That's what they taught us: responsibility and work ethic, like you said.
Right.
But other people will influence hustle, and the way they influence it is, man, you see this nice house I got, this nice car, these clothes and stuff like that. That's because I get on my grind. That's because I do this. And that's good that you do it. And so, like, the reason why some of those goals are unobtainable is because really they ain't your goal.
Dude, come on. Hashtag. That ain't your goal.
Right. T-shirt that thing.
Yeah. I like that, man. But so you run yourself ragged.
Right.
After somebody else's goal.
Right.
Or can we go ahead and get into after somebody else calling?
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? And you ain't never been called to that.
Y'all know us. We go there.
Yeah.
The Bible says this. It says, I know the plans that I have for your life.
Yes.
But the thing is, if God is saying I know the plans that I have for your life, shouldn't we have that conversation? Oh, what you got for me, God?
Ooh. So who we've been asking? We've been asking
hey,
everybody
what you got going
else.
on?
How you do this?
Right.
How you get that? That ain't the plan.
No.
That ain't the plan.
Nope.
Oh my God. And it's so freeing because he talked about his yoke is easy and his burdens are light.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so whatever plan he has for us, it's not going to stress us out.
Right.
I'm not saying you're not going to have to work. You know what I'm saying? Because again, Bible talks about faith without work being dead.
Right.
You're going to have to work, but it's not going to stress you out.
Right.
It's not going to kill you. It's not going to have you sacrificing things that shouldn't be sacrificed because it's your plan.
Right. the Bible also says this: the blessings of the Lord maketh rich and add no sorrow. So if there is sorrow, and you did the adding, you did the adding.
Doc, that'll preach that.
Right. So
that'll preach.
We supposed to be talking about break, but somebody needed that.
Yes.
Somebody needed that, But we're still talking about break.
Take a break from chasing somebody else.
Right. Yes, yes.
Yes, man.
Shucks. But still, come on, let this be some encouragement to you.
Yes.
If this is the plan that God has for your life, then yeah, okay, cool. Go after that goal. Mm-hmm. But really, line it up though.
Right.
With God, because we just said that God said, I know the plans that I have for your life. And it also said to bring you to an expected end. Mm-hmm. That's what it said, But then the Bible also says that the blessings of the Lord make it rich and add no sorrow. Mm-hmm. Now, the thing is, if all you feel is sorry, and
always lacking.
Right, you're always lacking. Check some things. Take a break. Take a break and be like, okay, you know what? Let me step back from this.
That's nasty right there, boy.
Let me step back from this. Good. Go ahead, man.
No, I'm just saying that's. I'm listening. I'm taking this all in. You talking to me? If you ain't talking to nobody else.
But that's what we need to do. We need to step back. And I know you got some theologians out there where the Bible says a little folding of the hands, a little twirling of the thumbs. I just went through Proverbs, so I know it's there. But the thing is this, though. The thing is this, because as a matter of fact, the Bible, in that same Proverbs, it said that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And I'm just being simple-minded, but like when I think of beginning, I go to the beginning.
Come on,
and in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth and all that other stuff. And then on the seventh day, He rested.
He rested. Boy, come on now.
He rested.
Come on.
So, as a matter of fact, if He says, let us make man in our image and in our likeness, He rested.
Yes. Let's even go further than that. What Jesus doing when He was on that boat? What was He doing when the waves were crashing and the wind was blowing?
Them Z's. Like
He was resting.
Resting. Sleep.
In the midst of the storm.
And we.
Man. So that's why it's so important for us to actually take breaks. And whatever your break is, if it's that, like we used to talk about gym time, if it's just sitting at home by yourself listening to some music, if it's going to hang out with your friends for a little while, whatever it is, you got to take that break. That break is so important because you have to have time to just what am I looking for? To rejuvenate yourself.
Right.
If once you run out, I'm gonna tell you this. Like Tony mentioned earlier, once you run out, your patience get thin.
Yeah.
Once your patience get thin, your tolerance get low.
Yeah.
Once the tolerance get low, you start doing and saying things that are out of character. And once that happens, you can't take certain stuff back. You might not have meant it, but because you have let yourself be stretched so thin.
Right.
Listen, watch this. And I'm not just talking about people that's working the job and doing this thing. Even in the church, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you have to take a break even from church.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To say, okay, I've been doing so much. Maybe I just need to sit back for a minute to be ministered to. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so, if you don't do that, you will react.
It's funny you say that. You know how many pastors? So I've been pastoring going on 5 years now, maybe 6, going on 6. But so many pastors, and I'm talking about I just started within my first year. Every pastor that found out that I was a pastor and was like, "Oh, okay, you pastor? How long you been pastoring?" I just started. Hey, take your breaks. Go on vacation.
That's it.
Spend time with you married. Spend time with you and your wife. Spend time with you and your family. Don't be going to this revival, that convocation, that union, that conference, or don't be doing all that. take you some time. Take some breaks.
Yep.
And you know what? I took heed to it. And you know what, man? Because I took heed to it, I needed a break from preaching. That man, Sunday after Sunday, I was preaching sermons. I get this brother come down, man, and I got fed. Cause sometimes, I'm gonna go ahead. You'll get this too. Sometimes we feel like the food that we put out ain't good enough because like people are not responding to it, and we be like, man, I thought it was good, maybe it wasn't good. So sometimes we don't even like, even though we putting out the food, we want to eat our own food, but man, it's hard to enjoy.
Yeah, because the labor is consistent.
Right.
You're constantly laboring in the gospel, you know what I'm saying, or whatever you're doing,
right?
And you can't really enjoy the fruits of your labor,
right?
Because you're thinking about the next time you have to do this, and I got to do this next, and how am I going to prepare this, and and so you don't get a chance to just sit back and enjoy, and everything. And we keep going back to the design, God's design,
right?
Everything has a cycle, and that cycle, even in nature, the seasons, it's not summer all year long,
right?
Thank God. But summer has to take a break,
real,
and then fall come in. Fall got to take a break,
right?
And then winter come in. They got to take a break. Let spring come in,
right?
And so everything, from even down to the seasons, has a break,
right? And
so breaks and overcoming the break we're talking about. Breaks are so important. That you can't just be like, I don't have it on my schedule today, I might go ahead and chill out for a little while. No, you have to plan your breaks.
Right.
You have to say, okay, on this day, from this time to this time, every week, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be my time.
Right.
Or break time.
Right.
Or we're in May. We're in May.
Yeah.
And so even if you're saying, hey, okay, we're going to plan a family vacation for July. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be so important to you that you can't just find the time to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to actually actively plan out the break, your time off. You gotta
look forward to it.
Yeah, and it gives you something to look forward to. My God. And guess what? You'll work a little harder knowing your break is coming up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can knock this out real quick because I know that next week, or I'm gonna be out for like 2 weeks.
Right. Right. So another thing too, man, is the fellowship on the break. That's another way that I take my break. I fellowship. So if I ain't like even at work, if I'm on my lunch break, I may ride and go grab something to eat, or to be honest, I thank God for where I am because my coworkers are amazing. I don't mind sitting at work with them, not working, but talking. And you know what? My boss is so cool. She was like, "Hey, no, we ain't talking about work. We gonna talk. Right. We just gonna talk. So one time, she was like, "We just gonna go bowling."
That's cool.
On our break. That's what we gonna do. We gonna go bowl. So you're not tempted to talk about work. Don't be talking about I'm beating you in bowling right now. You know what I mean? So like even the fellowship. So like we talked about the importance of taking a break. But you know what? There are some who is not even coming back off a break. They're still on the break. Like, so for instance, man, we've been wanting to get back to recording, and we know us. It's like, man, we really want to do it, we really need to do it, but then we be like, I don't feel like it. It's like, man, sometimes I remember times where it's like, man, I don't feel like going back in here. I don't feel like going back to work. I don't feel like we get to that point.
That's real.
But one reason why, and let's talk about it. One reason why is because we didn't leave right. So you got to break right. If you don't break right, you will be discouraged on the whole break and coming off break.
Yeah. That's real. Even to the point where I was talking about how you can get stress yourself out so much and they call it a mental break.
Right.
That means you've been going and doing so much that your mind and your body has said, "Look, we told you we needed a break, and you didn't give it to us, so we gonna make this break."
Right.
And so talking about going on the break the wrong way,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And so then you had this mental break, and you can't even really enjoy that time off or that downtime,
right?
Because it's like, man, now I'm having to go, you know what I'm saying, see somebody or recuperate or all stuff like that. And so when you come back, now it's like I gotta ease back into it, and you know, again, so exactly what you're saying. It's like if you don't take the break the right way,
right,
then you can, even coming back off of it, you will have to do things totally different. Right. You know what I'm saying? So. Hey, if you are enjoying this episode of Raw Talk Christian Podcast, make sure you join us next week for part 2 as we conclude this amazing topic. Look, we can't wait to see you all there. Hey, take care.